So there was no real cost this time.
No, this time it was quite. The cost was quite low.
So that's why. So how come the album title then?
The album title comes from just a thought that the cost of doing things the way for every decision you make there is a consequence, and for every action you take there are you know, there are many things that happen afterwards as a consequence of that, and I suppose with this record it was more, the title is more like there is a cost for living your life the way you choose to live it, you know. For instance, my best friend recently told me that he was no longer my friend because we didn't see each other anymore. I was so busy with my band that we lost contact, and basically my friend called me on it and said, you know what, we're not friends anymore. I don't know if you realise this, but you know, we see each other whenever you've got time and whenever you need something. You know, so in a way our friendship kind of came to its natural conclusion as a result of the life I lead. So in a way there's something, you know, and also the fact that you love, you know, the way you choose to love, whether it be dangerously or whether it be simply or whatever. There's always a cost for things, and in a way this record, the cost comes from, the cost ironically is something you pay willingly and you pay happily, you know, and with humility. So it's not a negative connotation. I think it's something quite positive, that there is a cost and you must pay it gladly. Because if you don't, if you pay for anything with a sense of with unwillingness, then that thing can never truly be yours. You must pay it absolutely. You must hand over the money and go, take it, thank you. There's, you know, I live this life fully and I pay for it fully.
When did you come to the conclusion you had to live your life to the fullest?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know that it's a recent. I woke up in Dublin two years ago, Christmas Day, at 5 o'clock in the evening, in a bed and breakfast in the centre of Dublin, hungover, and I kind of thought, I've got to get out of Dublin. I've got to move. I've got to not be here anymore. So I moved to Prague, which is where I live now, and things have kind of been, I guess they've been kind of very different. I gave up drinking on this record. This record is I gave up drinking, which was a big difference, because Irish men well, not everybody, but we can drink a lot, and we can get lost in it very easily. So I think, you know, I guess the cost just means, you know, I've paid a certain amount. I've paid my dues, if you like. It's done, and I'm happy about that. But and so this record is a result of a bunch of realizations, a bunch of payments.
And have you spoken to your former friend recently?
No, I haven't, but I will when the time is right. It's just for me, it was just a consequence of, you know, it's a strange life we have. It's a great life. It's a great life. It's full of but sometimes all I want is to have the other life, which is the simple, having a couple of kids and, you know, living on a farm and having a few animals that you take care of every day. You know, that's the mystery to me, whereas to most people that's the reality, and my life is the mystery. So it's kind of like, I think when you get brought too much into any area, you can kind of lose perspective, you know.